Good evening and welcome to this special report. We begin with breaking news from the United States, an event that has stunned millions and left the nation on edge. Conservative activist and founder of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, was the target of a shocking attack during a live event in Utah. What unfolded inside that crowded hall has already sent shockwaves through America's political scene, sparking outrage, fear, and a growing demand for answers. Tonight, we take you through the events step by step, from the shooting itself to the investigation that followed, the reactions across the political spectrum, and what this means for the future of the country. To understand the significance of this story, we must first understand the man at its center. Charlie Kirk is not just a commentator, he is a powerful figure in America's conservative movement. At the age of 18, he founded Turning Point USA, an organization that grew rapidly, especially across college campuses. His mission: to mobilize young people around conservative values, smaller government, and support for the Republican Party. With his sharp rhetoric, unapologetic views, and high-profile media appearances, Kirk became one of the most recognized conservative activists in America. His close relationship with former President Donald Trump gave him a platform larger than most at his age. But with influence came controversy. Critics accused Kirk of spreading misinformation, fueling division, and creating a toxic political culture. Supporters, however, saw him as a brave truth-teller, unafraid to challenge the establishment. This combination of admiration and hostility made him both a rising star and a target. It was in Utah on a September evening that Charlie Kirk arrived to deliver yet another of his trademark speeches. The venue was packed. Hundreds of people filled the hall, waving banners, clapping, chanting. Cameras rolled as Kirk walked confidently onto the stage. The atmosphere was electric. Supporters leaned forward, waiting for his words. Security stood at the edges of the hall, scanning the room. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But within minutes, the atmosphere shifted. Witnesses recall a strange sound, sharp, sudden, and terrifying. At first, some thought it might be fireworks, but as the second shot rang out, panic gripped the crowd. In that instant, a political rally turned into a scene of chaos. People screamed, some dove to the ground, others rushed toward the exits, chairs clattered as they toppled over. Security scrambled to reach the stage. One witness described it this way: "It was like time froze. We heard the shots and suddenly everyone was running. I didn't know if I'd make it out alive." Journalists in the room captured the pandemonium, blurred footage of people scattering, of armed security moving quickly through the crowd. Charlie Kirk, shielded by his guards, was quickly escorted away. But the damage was done. What had been an ordinary political event was now a national crisis. Within minutes, Utah police were on the scene. The entire area was placed under lockdown. Streets were sealed off and dozens of patrol cars surrounded the building. Helicopters hovered overhead. Officers moved methodically, checking every corner of the hall, ensuring there were no further threats. The mood outside was tense. Families of those inside waited anxiously, desperate for news. Television crews broadcast live, their cameras capturing flashing lights, officers behind barricades, and the growing crowd of onlookers. This was no longer just a local incident. It had become a story watched around the world. Investigators wasted no time. Inside the hall, forensic teams examined every detail. Witnesses were interviewed, surveillance cameras were pulled, and crucially, a weapon was recovered. The firearm, found abandoned near the exit, was quickly bagged and tagged as evidence. Forensic experts studied fingerprints and ballistic details, hoping to trace it back to its owner. Meanwhile, authorities launched a manhunt. Who was the shooter? Was this a lone act of violence or part of a coordinated plan? Speculation spread quickly. Some believed it was politically motivated. Others feared extremist groups might be involved. The FBI soon joined the case, signaling just how seriously this attack was being taken. But as questions mounted, answers remained scarce. And that uncertainty only fueled fear. In Washington, news of the attack sparked immediate reaction. Political leaders, both Republican and Democrat, condemned the violence. Donald Trump called it, quote, "an assault not just on one man but on the freedoms that define America." Democrats too spoke out, warning that political violence has no place in a democracy. Some used the moment to highlight the dangers of increasing polarization, while others accused their rivals of creating an environment where violence feels inevitable. Analysts say the incident could mark a turning point, deepening divisions ahead of the next election cycle. In a country already split down the middle, the attack on Charlie Kirk has become another flashpoint in an already heated political climate. The impact of the shooting wasn't confined to the United States. Around the world, headlines flashed the story. In London, in Paris, in Tokyo, the question was the same. How could such an attack happen at a political event in America? Foreign governments expressed concern, both for the safety of political leaders and for the stability of U.S. democracy. Comparisons were made with past political assassinations, grim reminders of how violence can alter the course of history. Almost instantly, social media erupted. Hashtags like #Charlie Kirk and our Utah shooting dominated platforms like X and Instagram. Videos recorded by those inside the hall spread rapidly, amassing millions of views. But with the flood of information came disinformation. Conspiracy theories appeared within hours, with some claiming the attack was staged, others pointing fingers at political rivals. In an era where truth and rumors spread side by side, the online storm only added to the confusion. As the investigation continues, America waits for answers. Who pulled the trigger and why? Was this a personal grudge, an act of terrorism, or the symptom of a deeply divided political culture? For Charlie Kirk, the attack may change his life and his role in American politics. For the country, it may deepen the scars of division already visible across society. What is certain is that this incident will be remembered not only as a violent attack on one man, but as a chilling reminder of how fragile democracy can be in the face of political hatred. You have been watching this special report on the Charlie Kirk shooting in Utah. As investigators continue their search for the suspect, one thing remains clear. America's political tensions are reaching a breaking point. This is not just the story of a single attack. It is a story about the future of the United States itself. Stay with us for continuing updates as the investigation unfolds. I'm Mr. Daniel, and this is Global Pulse News.